Hi, I'm Sarah. If you've been following along, you'll know that I bought a Ford E250 van and have made quite some progress with demoing and building it out with the goal of traveling around the US. Lately, I've been adding some structure like wheel well boxes and a bed frame, and most recently, I started building out my ceiling. Continue along the journey with me with part 2 of my ceiling build. Hey guys, welcome back to my van build and part 2 of my ceiling build. If you missed part 1, it will be linked right here or right here, so go watch that first. So for part 1, you saw me start building out my ceiling using my cedar tongue and groove planks. I built out the beginning framing to my shelf above my front cab, and I started pre-wiring my lights. Now I'll pick right back up where I left off. But first, as always, all the tools used in this video and all my previous videos are in the Google Sheet link in the description below. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, Patreon link in the description below as well, and let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, I have a majority of the planks up. I'm gonna go ahead and start wiring the lights now that I have the holes. I have my 3M three-way connectors. I have my heat shrink butt connectors, and I have some extra 18-aught wire. If I haven't explained it already, I'm gonna have some extra 18-aught wire, three-way connected to the main red wire, and then it will be connected to the lights. I'm gonna do a bit extra just in case when the lights go out, I have enough extra wire to work with so I can recut it, restrip it, and reattach it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the main wire in this little compartment and then close that. Now I'm going to take this wire, put it in this side, and then, oh no, it's like sliding. And then use these clumper, smush that down, and close it, snap it. Oh, that's really hard. So this is gonna come in here. I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video, but in case it's a little hard to follow on how I'm wiring all of my lights, at the end of this video will be an illustration similar to the drawing from my electrical setup on how I'm wiring everything. So make sure you stick around to the end of this video if you would like a further explanation of how all of this is happening. Okay, so as you can see, the sun is nearly gone and I don't quite have lights yet. The mosquitoes are also coming out, so I'm gonna hurry up and pre-wire the holes that I do have for the front, and then tomorrow I will have lights. Okay, it is a new day. I stripped all the wires that I pre-wired up top for the lights. I'm gonna go ahead and get my butt splices, start attaching those so I can start attaching the lights, put those in, wire my switch, and I should be good to go, and then I can finish the planks. And the fancy thing about my outfit today is I have pockets. I'm going to put a whole bunch of butt slices in my pocket so I don't have to keep coming back to my shelf. Okay, next up, that now all of my wires have their butt splices attached to them, I'm going to go ahead and attach and mount my dual zone dimmer switch. The switch that I bought made this super easy. So on the back they have the input and it's already pre-wired right here. Then there's output 1 and output 2 on this side. I can't possibly mess this step up.
Try it all, but why is it always close, ranging from a movie scene to made of people in my dreams? The last time, if I recall, was a feeling of being alone. I don't know if...
Tell me by this mess of wires, I don't know what I'm doing. I did it, it's wired. Gonna go ahead and pop it on in, screw it, and we still won't know if it works. But like, just looking at this mess makes me so happy because like I know what I'm doing. I do. Okay, the time has come for me to start installing my puck lights. I've been procrastinating enough, but I think the moment's finally here. So we're gonna go ahead and start hooking them up together. I guess that's it. So they come with them already pre-stripped. You just have to pop off the rubber, and now we're ready to go. I can do this. Black to positive. Black is positive. Black is positive. First light's going in, Trent.
No way.
Way. Is there a thing of over crimping?
Yeah, you can cut it in half.
Okay, well that's not gonna happen. Alright, the first light is hooked up, so we're gonna go ahead and pop it on in. Oh my gosh! Can you guys even see that? It's beautiful. And I did it. Okay, on to the next one. And now I have my second light in. On to the rest of them. All of my puck lights installed. Hopefully they work. Well, actually I don't have them all installed. In the front portion I will have 2 more, but I didn't do the planks for that yet. But I did enough planks that I needed to start pre-wiring before I could reach it anymore. So I have all that done. There's no live wire, so I am going to go ahead and hook it up, see if it works, and then eventually when I move on to this side of the ceiling, I'll make those 2 extra puck lights, turn off everything, add those wires, and it will be done. It's time to see if my electricity works. Oh my gosh, that's so scary. Let's do it. Battery switch, check. Solar switch, check. This is it. I'm so nervous. Okay. One of them works for the front. The front 2 are not working. Okay. And 2 in the back are working and 2 are not. So I did some stuff right, some stuff I did not do right. It's not a total loss, but I have no idea what I did wrong. Okay, so since only one of my lights working back here, 2 of my lights working back there, I guess it's now puzzle time, figuring out what's the problem, what went wrong, what can I fix, is it me, is it the lights? Hindsight, I should have checked all the lights before I put them up to eliminate the possibility that any of them were duds. Time to figure this out. I did it! Oh my gosh! Okay, so I think I just didn't clamp down that blue 3-way connector all the way because it looked a little raised. So I went ahead and smushed it, and bam, we have ourselves a 3rd working light for the back. No, it still doesn't work. Take 2. I'm figuring it out. Oh my gosh. I have light. It's beautiful. I have light. I have a fan. Did I finish back here? Okay. One more light back there to go to fix, and then I can move on to finishing the ceiling. Wait for it. She has lights. She's an electrician. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited, y'all. I have lights, and also I have so much more headspace than I thought I was going to have. I'm tiptoeing right now, and I'm barely bumping my head. I'm so happy. This is probably the happiest I feel like every time I do something new, I get even more happy. So, okay, and so what was wrong with the wires is I should learn this more often. When it gets dark, stop working. When you get dark, you've been working too long, you're gonna make mistakes, and that's exactly what I did. And I also did it earlier whenever I ripped out the wire from my fan because I was working too late. So basically, if you can see this, the little three-way connector, the blue piece, I just didn't push down that little metal insert far enough. That was it. Now I guess I'm gonna have to move on and start doing the ceiling again. Okay, I'm about to put up my last plank. Am I done? No, but I've run out of planks. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this one up right here. This is one of the light pucks, which will create a new hole for me. So I'll go ahead and put this one in, and then I can go ahead and wire an additional light. Would you look at that? It's not on. And it works. Okay. I guess some advice is to clamp it down, and then when you put the cap on, clamp it again. So I think I'm calling it for the day. I'm gonna go ahead. You can't tell that it's getting dark because I have all these lights, but it's getting dark. I don't have any more planks for the ceiling. Hopefully this week I can run to the store and buy some more. We bought all of them whenever we were there, and hopefully they restocked. It looks great. I'm super proud of myself. What a great day of working all by myself. Okay, I will see you guys when I finish the ceiling, or when I finish that front shelf. Still have to do that as well. So see you guys next time I have a moment. Okay, so throughout the work week, Trent was able to run to the store and get me some more ceiling planks. So I was able to install the rest of the ceiling planks widthwise, which means I was able to install my last light. I also went ahead and secured my inverter switch and took the cover off of my battery monitor. So the rest of the ceiling is not complete yet because it's not a full width of a board, which means I'll have to use a table saw and rip it, which I'm gonna wait for Trent to help me with that. So right now I'm gonna get started on finishing my upper shelf. Okay, so previously I installed the 1x2 going in the front, and then the base 1x2s that are gonna support the bottom of the shelf. Before I actually secure it in here, I'm gonna take it back out and create a trim going around the back as well, and that's gonna secure the top and the back. Whenever I started it, I wasn't exactly sure how it was going to go. Now I have a better picture, so let's get started. So I have all of these pieces, and I now empathize with Trent on why he keeps all his scraps, because literally these are all scraps. I'll just be trimming them a little bit, but no new boards will be used. No one can do it like you. So I finished putting the rest of the framing on the sides of the shelves. Trent just helped me rip this piece of plywood widthwise, and now I have to cut it to length, and this will be used as the bottom of the shelf. And I don't wanna walk down the no one can do it like you. Girl, you're so hot like summer. You're everything I ever wanted. You can make it like you. No one can do it like you. than I could have imagined. Okay, maybe I could have imagined it a little better. But I think it looks good. Unfortunately, it's not staying here because I need to go put the frame back into my van and put that support underneath before I put this on and secure this. But I'm pretty proud of it so far. Okay, so I just went and attached these little extra braces right here, if you can see them. So whenever it's laying on the front cab shelf, these won't bow since they're not the same height as this one. So now we can go ahead and put the bottom back in. Trent just helped me rip the rest of the pieces for the shelf. I have the back piece that's going to go up against there. I have the top piece and I have the diagonal piece. I think it's going to be easiest if I go ahead and put the shelf in right now and then start securing everything, because when the shelf is actually in the van, it is a little tighter together because the walls are pushing it in. So I don't want to make it too big out here and then not being able to fit in the van. So obviously these pieces did not fit perfectly because that would be too good to be true. So I did a bit of trimming. I think it's time to start gluing and nailing these down. Okay, before I glue and nail down this bottom piece first, I'm going to lift it up and I have to actually secure the shelf to the van. So I'm going to lift this up and just nail gun it to the 2x4s that are running long ways. Next thing, I'm going to put a layer of some wood glue on here and then start gluing down the floor piece. So I just installed this back brace going along the middle because since this board is so long, since it was only being secured on the sides, it was kind of drooping in the middle. So this back brace helps it stay up and flush against this backboard. So now I can nail this one in. Okay, I just completed my shelf. It's not perfect, but is anything I do perfect in this van? No. But I think it looks good. This is where I intend on putting probably like most of my clothes. I feel like it can really store a lot, so I'm super excited about it. Eventually, I will frame out the outside to, you know, you're not going to be able to see this gap over it, the gaps on the sides. It's going to have like a face, but right now it is done. Now I just have to finish off the sides of the ceiling. Okay, so today I am going to finish my ceiling. Trent helped me rip my first piece of the plank already, and I have one of them in here right now. It's not nailed down, but it fits a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So that is what I'm working on today. I'm going to go ahead and just squeeze them in like a puzzle. There's going to be a lot of going back and forth and trying to figure it out because it's not perfect. So some's bigger than the others. But this makes me pretty hopeful so far. Okay, what's stopping this from going in is these wires. So I'm gonna hop on the roof and figure out what these wires for once and for all. I just pulled them from the inside and literally they were attached to nothing. Okay, it is official. I have a finished ceiling. Well, I guess it's not finished yet, but all of the planks are installed. It was so tricky, but I got it all. And now it's not perfect. There are a little bit of gaps on the corner right here, but I plan on solving that by getting some corner molding. But other than that, the ceiling is finished, and now I get to move on into the next step. I still don't know what the next step is, but I'm finished my ceiling, I'm finished my lights, and I'm pretty much finished that front shelf framing at least. Okay, so this is a drawing of my van. We have my fan right here, my 12-volt fuse box, my switch, and 9 lights. And so each light comes already with a positive and negative wire. And so since I have a dual switch, these lights are wired separately and these lights are wired separately. Now I have my positive and negative wire running towards the front, my positive negative wire running towards the back. Each one of these is connected to the main wire through a 3-way connector. So there is a 3-way connector right here, and that is what connects the main wire to the light. And so all of these blue circles represent where a 3-way connector is. On this side, where the additional wire is connecting to the light, is a simple butt splice. And then for the in lights, it's just connected straight through a butt splice. And then lastly, the switch is wired all the way to the 12-volt fuse box. And that is how I wired my lights. They are wired in parallel, which means if this one goes out, then this one will still get power and it'll just pass this light up. And so if one light goes out, all of them don't go out. And that concludes part 2. I am so happy with how my ceiling turned out. I couldn't be more happier with my puck lights. And just a side note, in the video, everything looks super yellow inside my van. There was warm, neutral, and cool. I got neutral, and by the looks of the video, it looks super warm, super yellow. I promise it only looks like that in the video. It's not as yellow and warm in person, but thank you for following along this journey so far. In the meantime, I'll be here brainstorming on what to tackle next. As always, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, tell your friends to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Hello, Ruby. I don't remember what it's called, but it goes, I'm so happy. I smell barbecue. It smells good.
And I pray that it won't be over soon. Oh my, I miss the sun. Just wait, it won't be too long till